Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Government House, Yarralumla. Dawa Nuna, Dawa Nunawel. I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Nunawel people, and pay my respects to their elders, past and present, emerging leaders, and all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders that may be gathered here with us this afternoon. My name is Paul Singer and I'm the Official Secretary to the Governor-General. And as this badge signifies with its cross quills, I'm also Secretary of the Council for the Order of Australia, the body which makes recommendations to the Governor-General, who is both Principal Companion of the Order and Chancellor of the Order of Australia. I'm also the Secretary of the Australian Bravery Decorations Council, the body which makes recommendations to the Governor-General for Bravery Awards. Before we start the ceremony this afternoon, I'd like to acknowledge among our distinguished guests, Mrs. Frances Adamson, Secretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Major General Anthony Rawlins, representing the Chief of Army, Air Commodore Philip Champion, representing the Chief of Air Force, Mr. Pat Hetherington, representing the Commissioner of the Australian Public Service Commission, and Mr. Bruce Trawafa, representing the National President of the Order of Australia Association. Welcome all. Notwithstanding the challenges presented by the pandemic, we're delighted to be able to host these investiture ceremonies in a COVID-safe way here at Government House. We're grateful for your understanding of and compliance with the measures that we've put in place to ensure that these investiture ceremonies can proceed. The Australian Honours and Awards system provides a wonderful mechanism which we as a nation can celebrate ordinary people who do extraordinary things. Since its inception in 1975, over 400,000 people have been recognised for their meritorious, bravery, military or national service. The Order of Australia is the principal means of recognising outstanding achievement, and it's important to recognise that nominations come from all parts of the Australian community. Anyone can nominate. Today is a special day, not only for the recipients, but also for their friends, their family and their communities. It's a day when we celebrate a diverse range of impressive achievements and service. As staff at Government House, my colleagues and I are privileged to play a small part in recognising and celebrating that achievement. We look forward to making this afternoon a day that you'll all recall for pride for a long time to come. Shortly, I'll invite you to stand as Their Excellencies the Governor-General and Mrs. Hurley enter the room and ask that you remain standing for the singing of the Australian National Anthem. The investiture will then begin and proceed in the order listed in your programs. After I read their names and citations, the recipients will enter from the doorway on my right, and after they've been invested by the Governor-General, they'll depart by the central aisle to take up their seats at the back of the room. And at this point, you might like to show your appreciation with a brief applause. At the conclusion of the investiture ceremony, the Governor-General will say a few words, and then we'll invite the recipients to join with Her Excellencies out on the state entrance for an official photograph. And at this point, we just invite guests to remain briefly in the drawing room to assist and allow for Their Excellencies and the recipients to depart, and then refreshments and afternoon tea will be served in the dining room. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, please relax and enjoy this very special occasion. Would you please stand for the arrival of Her Excellencies the Governor-General of the Commonwealth of Australia and Mrs. Linda Hurley, and remain standing for the singing of the Australian National Anthem.
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated.
A very warm welcome to you all this afternoon for a very special day here at Government House. Special because tonight or this afternoon, we will recognise people who have given a lot to our country, either in community service, in military or other uniformed service, but in a broad range of contributions to what makes Australia what it is today. So it is a special occasion. And it's special that we begin by acknowledging that Government House here at Yarralumla sits on the land of the Ngunnawal people. And as I say in many speeches here, if you're a Canberran or live in the local area, you'll know how beautiful this part of the country is. And we thank the Ngunnawal people for looking after it for us for so many, well, generation after generation, and pay respects to their elders, past and present. It's an important occasion. There's a bit of pomp about the day, people dressed up nicely, people in their uniforms, lovely invitations, very formal. So it should be. This is such a special day in the life of our country where we recognise, as I said earlier, major contributions to who we are as Australians. But there's also an Australian Government House, as I overheard Paul say, so please relax. You're allowed to breathe, smile and applaud at the appropriate time. So enjoy the occasion. I'd also particularly want to thank the families that are here today. I know that every one of the recipients would not be here if it was not for the family support they receive. So thank you. It's an important day for them, but I know it's an important day for you all, and your contribution is very much valued. The younger people here may not have expected it, but you are going to get some homework at the conclusion of the ceremony today. I want you to observe the range of activities that people are being recognised for, the nature of the work they do, how they have contributed to Australia. And later on, we'll discuss how more people get to walk through that door. That will be your homework. So there's a hint. These awards, I think, here in Australia have what is possibly a unique characteristic in awards like this around the world, in that people who are recognised are being recognised because their peers, their community members, fellows in their community decided to nominate them, saw them doing something that needed to be recognised at a national level. And it's different to many systems in that there's no authority here in Canberra that reaches down and says that someone's doing a great job, I'm going to give them a medal. This is Australians recognising Australians. Your system. There's another hint for your homework later on. But today we're going to enjoy listening to some marvellous achievements, years of dedication to their work, through them to the community and to our country. So please enjoy the occasion, rejoice in what we are going to see and hear today, because it is all about giving to Australia. So on that note, I'll now begin the official investiture ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, to be presented with the insignia of his appointment as a member in the General Division in the Order of Australia, Dr. Geoffrey Curry, for significant service to nuclear medicine and medical radiation science. Dr. Curry's commitment to the field of medical radiation and nuclear medicine science has been of the highest order. His efforts range from teaching work at Charles Sturt University to domestic and international research work, which can be found in respected publications and journals. As one of our leading researchers on alternative nuclear medicines, he's engaged in public debates and provided factual and credible information in his field of expertise. He's also given generously of his time to a range of professional organisations and advisory boards, and to the Commonwealth Government's Radioactive Waste Management Facility project. Dr. Curry has made an immeasurable contribution to the nuclear medicine profession, and we honour him today. Dr. Geoffrey Curry, appointed a member of the Order. Appointed a member in the General Division, Dr. Gillian Guthrie, for significant service to Indigenous health and to justice reinvestment policy. Dr. Guthrie is a proud Wiradjuri woman whose work as one of the nation's early cohort of Indigenous epidemiologists has been foundational. She's an accomplished academic who has been involved in research proposals that are positively impacting the health of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. Her passion towards reducing incarceration rates and improving the criminal justice system is unprecedented. Her leadership of the Justice Reinvestment Study in Cowra was of the highest order. Additionally, her effective lobbying and advocacy resulted in the adoption of a justice reinvestment policy by the ACT government. Dr. Guthrie is an invaluable bridge between Indigenous and non-Indigenous communities and is thoroughly deserving of our recognition. Dr. Gillian Guthrie, appointed a member of the Order. Appointed a member in the Military Division, Major General Murray Thompson, for exceptional performance of duty as Director Force Development Army and Commander Defence Strategic Communications. Major General Thompson was highly effective in his role as Director Force Development, where he led analysis that contributed to the Chief of Army's decisions around major force structure review adjustments. Subsequently, as Commander Defence Strategic Communications, he contributed to defence objectives and performance outcomes. He was vital to the development of Chief Information Officer Group's campaign plan, Plan Baruchi, to improve and sustain operational outcomes and deliver technology in support of defence priorities. Major General Thompson's achievements throughout his career have been exemplary and most deserving of our recognition. Major General Murray Thompson, appointed a member of the Order. Awarded the Medal of the Order in the General Division, Ms. Tanya Barden, for service to business and to the community. Ms. Barden is a passionate supporter of Australia's food and grocery manufacturers. As Chief Executive Officer of the Australian Food and Grocery Council, she has championed the economic contribution the industry makes to our nation. She's also challenged the industry to become more responsible producers and advocated for sustainable practices, particularly relating to food and beverage waste collection and litter reduction. Additionally, she's been involved in social and environmental issues through Food Bank Australia and the Australian Packaging Covenant organisation. Ms. Barden's dedication to the development of collaborative solutions for sustainability initiatives is most noteworthy. Ms. Tanya Barden, awarded the Medal of the Order. Awarded the Medal of the Order in the General Division, Mr. Douglas Brown, for service to veterans and their families. Mr. Brown is committed to the support and welfare of veterans and has worked tirelessly for over 21 years in this area. He's held a number of positions at both the branch and sub-branch level of the Australian Capital Territory Returned and Services League, including taking on the responsibility for the financial management of the branch. At the Belconnen sub-branch, he coordinates a range of fundraising activities and is involved with the Dawn Service and Anzac Day March. He's also active in the annual delivery of Christmas cakes, which importantly provides the opportunity to physically check on the wellbeing of each veteran member. Mr. Brown leads from the front, and his compassion for and dedication to our veterans is of the highest order. Mr. Douglas Brown awarded the Medal of the Order. Awarded the Medal of the Order in the General Division, Mr. Anthony Wood, for service to rugby league and to the community. Mr. Wood is an inspirational figure in the world of rugby league in our local region. He's served as the imposing Victor the Viking mascot for the Canberra Raiders since 1983, encouraging matchday crowds to support the Raiders at over 650 matches. He's been a passionate supporter and fundraiser for children with special needs and their families through the Treehouse Queanbeyan Group. He's also been instrumental in the establishment of a respite care facility in Queanbeyan for those with chronic or terminal illness. Mr. Wood has been a lifelong supporter of our region, and today we show our support and appreciation for him. Mr. Anthony Wood awarded the Medal of the Order. We move now to the Conspicuous Service Decorations. Awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross, Brigadier Damien Cantwell, for outstanding achievement as a Commander of Joint Task Force 1111 Operation Bushfire Assist 2019-2020. Brigadier Cantwell ensured rapid mobilisation of over 1,300 personnel in response to the bushfire national emergency within South Australia and Tasmania during the devastating 2019-2020 season. The Joint Task Force's responsibility encompassed over 265,000 hectares, primarily focused on Kangaroo Island and the Adelaide Hills district. On Kangaroo Island, he adeptly manoeuvred his resources as the fire front threatened local communities. His quick decision-making ensured that the lives and critical infrastructure and equipment were spared in what was a volatile environment. Under his leadership, the Joint Task Force responded to over 1,000 separate requests for support. Brigadier Cantwell's exceptional skills ensured the Australian Defence Force delivered a decisive and highly valuable response during this natural disaster. Brigadier Damien Cantwell awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross. Awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross, Squadron Leader Debbie Herberts, for outstanding achievement in education and training for the Royal Australian Air Force. Squadron Leader Herberts was a founding member of Air Force's Ground Academy, comprising 630 staff instructing 6,000 graduates per year. On taking up this post, she assumed the responsibility for the largest group of training development personnel in Air Force. She established improved business processes and inspired her team to deliver contemporary training solutions to meet current and future challenges, such as the air movement's officer skill set. Squadron Leader Herberts has demonstrated vision and expertise in implementing innovative training and development within Air Force's Ground Academy. Squadron Leader Debbie Herberts awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross. Awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross, Wing Commander Daniel McManus. For outstanding achievement in the development of communications and land-based network information capabilities and specialist personnel for the Royal Australian Air Force. Wing Commander McManus, in his role as Deputy Director Communications and Information Systems, initiated Project Zodiac to achieve Chief of Air Force's intent to successfully deliver efficiencies in training and enhanced organisational establishment and skills recognition for network operations. He's also been involved in identifying and managing Air Force network operations input into air, joint, land and enterprise network capabilities. This has improved the effectiveness of networks with modern aircraft capabilities such as the Joint Strike Fighter and Poseidon platforms. Wing Commander McManus's drive in modernising the Air Force's deployable land-based communications and network information systems has been exemplary. Wing Commander Daniel McManus awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross. Awarded the Conspicuous Service Medal, Major Brenton Pearce. For meritorious achievement as the Executive Officer of the 1st Battalion, the Royal Australian Regiment, and as Headquarters 3rd Brigade Personnel Officer. Major Pearce has demonstrated superior administration, planning and leadership of over 500 soldiers over multiple field exercises and operational deployments. His commitment to soldier welfare and equal treatment has also seen the introduction of female infantry soldiers and officers into the battalion, ensuring a seamless transition for these members. As Acting Commanding Officer, he ensured exercises and training were conducted and a comprehensive force generation training program for a second operational rotation was developed while simultaneously supervising the welfare of 140 deployed personnel and their families. Major Pearce has made an outstanding contribution to both brigade operations as well as the Australian Defence Force personnel and their families over many years. Major Brenton Pearce awarded the Conspicuous Service Medal. We move now to the Meritorious Service Awards. Awarded the Public Service Medal, Ms. Narelle Rivers. For outstanding public service through improved outcomes for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people in the Australian Capital Territory. Ms. Rivers is a proud Darug woman who joined the ACT Public Service in 2004. Since that time, she has achieved significant outcomes in influencing and reforming systems and services for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders. In 2017, she was appointed to lead the Our Burris, Our Way review, a wholly Aboriginal-led independent review into the circumstances of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children in contact with the ACT Child Protection System. Throughout this complex and sensitive review, she demonstrated genuine leadership, often under pressure from competing groups and priorities. Ms. Rivers has provided exemplary service to the ACT government and to the community, and we honour her today. Ms. Narelle Rivers awarded the Public Service Medal. Awarded the Public Service Medal, Mr. Andrew Todd. for outstanding public service through the development and implementation of Australian Government policy on consular matters and the response to offshore crises. Mr. Todd has had an extensive career in public administration roles. His professionalism and ability to lead teams during adversity throughout high-profile activities has been key to achieving quality outcomes for Australians abroad. He's built extensive networks within government and the private sector, both nationally and internationally, which have enabled him to navigate complex multi-border and jurisdictional crises response. His ability to work decisively under pressure has been vital during the response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Todd's efforts in ensuring the safe repatriation of Australians overseas are most deserving of our recognition. Mr. Andrew Todd awarded the Public Service Medal. Awarded the Emergency Services Medal, Mr. Matthew Chifley, for distinguished service to the New South Wales State Emergency Service. Mr. Chifley has served the New South Wales State Emergency Service for over 33 years. After 18 years of dedicated volunteer service, he was appointed as a Regional Learning and Development Officer in 2006. He was also the service's inaugural Alpine Coordinator and a member of the Alpine Capability Development Project team. He continues as an active member of the Alpine Search and Rescue and Queanbeyan units. In the field, he's been a part of a response to every significant emergency event involving the New South Wales SES during his career, including the 2003 Canberra bushfires. Mr. Chifley's commitment to community safety has been of the highest order. Mr. Matthew Chifley awarded the Emergency Services Medal. Awarded the Australian Intelligence Medal, Mr. Harry Jen, for distinguished service to the national intelligence community. Mr. Jen is a leading expert in his field and he has made a unique contribution to the Australian Government's understanding of complex intelligence problems throughout his years of service. His deep knowledge and admirable analytical work have been influential in shaping the way senior policy officials have responded to national security challenges. Mr. Jen's exceptional efforts have been vital to our nation's intelligence community, our policing community, and amongst our international counterparts. Mr. Harry Jen awarded the Australian Intelligence Medal. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the presentations this afternoon.
Well, we have acknowledged each of the recipients individually. I think it would be appropriate now to acknowledge them as a group. Congratulations all, well done. Now, I hope you've taken notice of the range of activities, particularly in the civilian awards, that people have made to contribute to local communities at the national stage, state stage. It's such a wide variety and at so many different levels. You know who those people are in your community, your profession, where you work. What I need from you is to nominate them. Our system depends on nominations. So please, there's your homework. Go home, look around, nominate. Paul will explain to you how to do it, and it's very simple. I'd like to mark your homework by seeing people come through that door in 12 or 24 months' time. You'll see if we get a pass or not. But please, this is your way of acknowledging your fellow Australians for their contribution. So thank you for that. Could I make a comment about where we are with the Order of Australia at the moment? It's a bit difficult with the smaller numbers we're doing in each session to really accurately judge the diversity of awards across the board. But we are lacking in the number of women who are being recognised in the Order of Australia for their achievements. I've been saying this for a number of years. We are improving, we're getting much better, but we can do more. So please, again, you know who those women are whose service merits acknowledgement by our nation. Think about that for me, please. The other aspect of diversity is we still have an insufficient number of Indigenous Australians being represented and Australians coming from different cultural backgrounds. Again, that's one area where we need to work harder to improve the representation, to reflect who we are as Australians. So please take that on board. That's your homework. As I say, I look forward to marking it. On that note, again, congratulations all, particularly thank the families for being with us today and for the work you do to support each of the recipients. Linda and I look forward to meeting you all as we go into the dining room in a few moments and enjoy the remainder of this occasion. Congratulations all again. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, as the Governor-General has just mentioned, anyone can nominate a fellow Australian for recognition within the Order of Australia. It's easy to do via accessing our online nomination form, which is available on the Governor-General's website at www.gg.gov.au. And as the Governor-General has said, we look forward to possibly welcoming anyone that you nominate back here in the drawing room for a ceremony such as this in the years to come. Shortly, I'll invite the recipients to join their Excellencies out on the state entrance for a formal photograph and ask that guests just remain briefly in this room until their Excellencies and the recipients have departed. Would you please stand for the departure of Her Excellencies, the Governor-General and Mrs. Hurley, and the recipients.